Why discipline beats motivation every time? Their morning, when you wake up full of energy, you feel inspired, you make a plan, you promise yourself that from today everything will change. You will exercise every morning, you will read every day, you will work harder, you will stop wasting time. For a few days, everything seemed perfect. Then one morning, the motivation disappears. You wake up tired, the weather is unpleasant, your phone is more interesting, your mind whispers start tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week. This is where most people lose, not because they are incapable, but because they have built their lives around motivation instead of discipline. Imagine a young man named Daniel who desperately wanted to change his life. He wanted to become healthier, financially independent, and mentally stronger. Every Sunday night, he created a perfect plan. Monday morning, he was unstoppable. Tuesday will strong, Wednesday slightly tired. Thursday his motivation began to disappear. By Friday he had already convinced himself that the week had been difficult. Daniel repeated this cycle for years. One evening he met an old coach who asked him a simple question: do you only work when you feel like working? Daniel smiled and said, most of the time. The coach replied, then your feelings are controlling your future. Those words stayed with Daniel. The coach explained, motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes. Discipline is a decision. It stays even when the emotion disappears. Daniel finally understood the difference. Motivation says, I will exercise because feel energetic. Discipline says, I will exercise because I decided to. Motivation says, I will work when I feel inspired. Discipline says, I will work because this is what I committed to. The next morning, Daniel woke up and did not feel motivated. His old self would have stayed in bed, but this time he remembered the coach. He got up, he exercised for 20 minutes. It was not spectacular, it was not exciting, but something powerful happened. He had kept a promise to himself. The next day he did it again, then again. Weeks passed. then you discovered something important. Discipline does not require you to feel powerful. It teaches you to act even when you do not. Slowly his habits changed. He started waking up earlier. He stopped waiting for the perfect mood. He worked on his goal even on difficult days. And after survival months, his look his life looked completely different, not because he suddenly became more motivated, because he became more consistent. This is the secret most people overlook. You do not need motivation to begin, you need discipline to continue. Motivation can help you start a journey. Discipline carries you through the boring middle, and every meaningful achievement has a boring middle. There will be days when nobody notices your effort, days when your progress feels invisible, days when quitting feels easier than continuing. Those are the days when discipline matters most. Think about a person who goes to the gym once with tremendous motivation. Now compare that person with someone who exercises 3 times a week for an entire year. Who changes more? The answer is obvious. Consistency beats intensity. Small action repeated over time become extraordinary results. Your future is not created by what you exceptionally do when you feel inspired. It is created by what you repeatedly do when you do not. So stop asking yourself, do I feel motivated today? Ask a better question. What did I promise myself I would do? Then do it. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to feel confident. You do not have to accomplish everything in one day. You simply have to keep showing up, because every time you act despite resistance, you strengthen discipline, and every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self trust. Eventually, something changes inside you. You stop being the person who says, I hope I can. You become the person who say, I will and I know I can depend on myself. Motivation may light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. So when motivation disappears tomorrow, and it will, do not panic, do not wait for it to return. Stand up, take the next step, do the work, because the people who transform their lives are not always the most motivated people. They are the people who learned how to keep moving even when motivation is gone. And that is why discipline beats motivation every time.